You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because this is significant for a couple of reasons. Now, keep in mind, things can change. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were to go 3-14 randomly this year, Todd Bowles is you can stick a fork in him. He would likely be out the door. All right, just because most coaches just don't survive that kind of season. They got a new offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard. I want to make sure I say that right, because when I first glanced at it, I swear it said Gizzard, and I was like, wait, what? A what? Passing game coordinator elevated to offensive coordinator after Mr. Duval himself, Liam Cohen, hit the door to go to the Jags as a head coach. Now, this is significant because it potentially closes one of the final destinations that might have had an interest in Bill Belichick. Okay, and that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because, of course, Jason Licht, the connection there, it had been brought up in the past by numerous people. And now the news has come out, contracts extended. Todd Bowles and Jason Licht both got contract extensions as of this morning. On Thursday, the Buccaneers announced that both general manager Jason Licht and head coach Todd Bowles have been signed to a multi-year contract extensions. I can tell you this, there are some Tampa Bay fans that are not going to be happy that Bowles is locked in like this. All right? I like Todd Bowles. I do. But I'm not dumb enough to think I'm keeping Todd Bowles if I'm able to get Belichick, get Kyle Shanahan, get Sean McVay. If I'm able to get a clear step up from Todd Bowles, I'm moving off Todd Bowles. You know, there was a movement by fans. They wanted Liam Cohen hired as the head coach and Todd Bowles to get the door so that Baker Mayfield-Cohen connection would remain because Baker Mayfield had what, and I couldn't believe it, he'd get more consideration. To me, he had basically an MVP kind of season last year. I mean, Baker Mayfield's numbers are ridiculous and not nearly enough people talked about his number. I think he had 43 total touchdowns. Baker, by the way, the last two seasons has played every bit like a number one overall draft pick. Browns. Licht has been in his post since 2014, a long time. He's got New England connections. While Bowles has been the team's head coach since 2022, after 3 seasons as the DC. Under the stewardship of Licht and Bowles, the Buccaneers have enjoyed 5 straight seasons that ended in playoff berths, the longest such stretch in franchise history. Tampa Bay has also won the NFC South in each of the last 4 seasons, a franchise first, and can become the first team to do so in 5 straight times in 2025. Bowles is the first head coach to guide the Buccaneers to 3 straight division titles. The Buccaneers also claimed their second Super Bowl championship at the end of the 2020 season. I will say this, Jason Light's a hell of a general manager. I mean, for him to bring in Baker to replace Tom Brady, I mean, the Buccaneers literally showed the Patriots how it was done right in front of them. Like, Tom Brady left, the hell, they didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss a beat. People thought they were going to be the worst team in football. I remember that. And nope, didn't happen. Quote, Jason and Todd's excellent leadership and vision has been critical to our organizational success. Winning culture they have established has us well positioned into the future. Joe Glazer, Buccaneers owner. Over the past 5 seasons, the Buccaneers have tallied 57 wins overall and 51 regular season victories, which, like their run of division titles and playoff appearances, matches or exceeds any other 5-year span in team history. Tampa Bay is the only team in the NFL to make the playoffs in each of the last 5 years. one of only 3 in the NFL, joining Buffalo and Kansas City. Wow. Wow. You don't think about that a lot in those terms. Even hearing that, if they were to have a train wreck of a season, they would have to think twice, I think, before even moving off of Todd Bowles. Quote, I'm very thankful to the Glazer family for trust and belief they've shown in what I am doing here, said Jason Licht. It goes on to talk about Bowles' defense. And look, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. I am extremely appreciative of the confidence the Glazer family has shown in my abilities to lead this football team. It is a responsibility I do not take lightly, and I am honored to have. It starts at the top, and their unwavering commitment to our organization allows us to perform our best and compete for championships. I will say this: I love how no nonsense Todd Bowles is. He's very no nonsense, conservative guy. Goes against the grain to say things that he ain't supposed to say. Really and true, he don't give a bleep. He don't give a bleep. He had a media member ask him something about him being a black coach and blah blah blah, and he was like, "I ain't having that shit. You can forget it. You can take that question and you can cram it." He said I don't give a shit about that. I mean, and I was like, you got a fan in me. Todd Bowles, you got a fan. But I liked him. I thought the Jets had moved off Todd Bowles just a little too soon. Okay? So that's why he got another shot. The NFL in general thought they had moved off. Now, back to Belichick. This was considered one of the spots that he might actually be eyeing. Some had said that he was starting to posture and try to set up a direction towards the Buccaneers. It made some sense because of Jason Licht, but then again, do you want to go where Tom Brady finished? That was the other thing. And I still can't figure out why so many in the media claim to be brave, stunning, and courageous, and nobody can reach out to the inner circles of the Atlanta Falcons and find out if Jordon Hudson is why Bill Belichick is not the Atlanta Falcons coach. I mean, I don't understand why that can't be said. Now, as far as destinations for Bill, if there were to be any, I don't know. The New York Giants, if Dayball is a nightmare again, I still think the Cowboys are strangely at play because it's Brian Schottenheimer, and I could see him being a one and done. And the one other place, maybe if it's a disaster, would be the Bills. But all of this rides on Belichick, being good. If he wins 9 games at North Carolina, that's a hell of a feat. It is. At North Carolina, 9 games is real. All right. Now, if he messes around next year and wins 10 games or 11 games, if he makes the college football playoff, the NFL will start looking again. But I think that's the line. I think he's got to make a college football playoff game for the NFL to look back around to him, and then he's going to be what? 76 or 77? He may age out by then. This was one of his doors, and I think one of those doors just closed. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.